All right. Hello, happy Thursday night. We are live. I'm Mandy Elam of Sea Goddess Healing Arts, and this is my beautiful co-host tonight, Lexi. What's going on, Lex?
Hi, Mandy. I'm so excited that it's Tarot Thursday. Mm.
I've been digging all our lives, but I don't know, I like the Thursday night vibe. And you actually came up with a really cool concept for it too. It's for us, of course, and everybody out there, but it's kind of like an alternative to Thirsty Thursday. Want to tell us about that a little bit?
Yeah, so I'm personally in recovery, and I feel like one of the hardest things is like there's so many activities that revolve around and themes, traditions around alcohol. Thirsty Thursdays was one of them. I looked forward to Thursday nights, just that getting out and connecting with others. And now we need a healthier alternative to that. So I always wanted to do like a mocktail, like a nice herbal blend, start sharing about that because to me, that has been, something I have found that is just, you can't look back on alcohol after that. You know what I mean? When you're like able to drink something and feel the magic in it, it's just, I'm so grateful I found it. So, uh, Tarot Thursdays is supposed to be like our version of Thirsty Thursdays, like ladies' night. It's more like spiritual Thursdays, and it invites in that connection for divine and that deeper talk and that deeper soul level. So I'm so excited to have this space on a regular basis now.
Me too. And you even called it, you were like thirsty for knowledge Thursdays. And I thought that was really cool. And it's just an opportunity to come together, to connect, if anybody has any questions or comments, or you'd like us to pull you a card, let us know. Drop a comment, let us know you're here, say hello. And if you'd like a reading, say you'd like a reading. And if you have a specific question, go ahead and put that in there too. I just love it. I love it. I love it. I'm so excited. I'm so grateful. So, Lexi, you were also talking about, you were doing a little homework on a word. Will you tell us a little bit about that and what you found and
Yeah.
what's going on here?
So we talk a lot about demons on our Crystal, our other one of our fabulous goddesses, talks a lot about demons, and like on our show on Spirit Speaks and our paranormal, we've been like talking about like demonic energy in this word, right? Because everybody's like, oh, that's demonic, that's connected to demons. And my personal journey through paranormal and spiritual and mediumship, and learning how to tune into these different frequencies and realms, I have been shown and led by spirit to see demon as something different. And spirit has told me that that the word demon has been totally like misconstrued, like the demonic name and energy that they put with that word demon comes from, and for a negative reason. And that demon actually means it's more of like a divine being, a divine energy. So some of the definitions were an attendant, power, or spirit. So an attendant meaning something that accompanies, waits upon, or following in order to perform service. And accompanying or following as a consequence or result, which I thought was so interesting, because if a demon is a power or spirit, it's this energy, it's a frequency, right? This it's a certain, it's like a label for a frequency. And so it also means one that has exceptional enthusiasm, drive, or effectiveness. And so, if you go down, and I've been going down to like the different Arabic meaning and all the different meanings. And it's so funny because when you dig a little deeper, right, you go a little deeper than the recent meanings, because a lot of dictionaries update their meanings. So an evil spirit, or a source of agent or evil harm, distress, ruin, some of the newer definitions for demon that have that negative mindset, that negative attachment of emotion. And Hollywood, I think, really plays up on it, to bring in that fear factor. So they've taken a word that actually should mean something divine and beautiful, and is something that is spirit led, and they've given it this negative energy, this negative power over it. And our thoughts create our reality. So here we are giving this word power, giving it a power that isn't even connected to its real meaning. So we're charging that word with these, preconceived notions that it means this bad thing, this, something that's out of our control, something that wants to hurt us, something bad, when really it's something with a lot of enthusiasm. And if you in the paranormal world come across what a lot say is a demonic energy or spirit, it is
Just
a
because it has
strong.
energy and a charge.
Yeah, and it is you do feel like either, a
Not
heaviness, a weight, you
necessarily
feel like
negative.
exactly, and that's not necessarily exactly, it's not necessarily negative. And
Yeah.
so, but when we already have it tied to a negative meaning, then that's where our brain automatically goes. It's something bad, right? And our monkey brain that makes those split-second decisions, and that, kicks in before our conscious and our soul really kind of gets to kick in, that is prime. That was created, and it still goes off of ancient, times when we needed it so much more, when there were so many more threats. We're a lot safer now, but that part of our brain still works the same. So it
Mhm.
still perceives the smallest things as a threat, and it still pulls off of whether or not to perceive something as a threat from stored knowledge and information. If you think about how many generations have been using this word as a negative, with that negative meaning to it, with that
So
negative.
many words. Even if they
Yes.
do, like, the power that we give it, it's amazing.
Yes. And so that's where, one of my favorite books that I have been, reading is, oh, where did I just put it?
Hi, Lisa. Hi, Amber. So glad you are here. And yes, Amber, we're doing readings. If you have specific questions, go ahead and drop it in and let us know if you want one. In the meantime, we're talking about the power of words. Lexi's been down a rabbit hole about the word demon. And it's been interesting because lately we've been trying to get in the habit of saying to each other, grand rising instead of good morning, because a morning is like a death and a sadness, and there's so many things in our language, particularly the English language, and that's why it's so incredibly different from so many other languages, that we're kind of twisted, or we got a little tricked into saying things that carry like a different energy, like earning money. It's like an urn, like putting yourself in an urn. It's very interesting. So thanks for being here, and happy Libra full moon. We are in that full moon energy. We just had it last night at 1, 2, 3, 4 a.m. on Eastern time. And our amazing astrologist, Ursula, is away tonight enjoying herself. And she did want us to let everybody know, though, that this is a very emotional full moon. If you're finding some like crazy energies coming through, whether it's anger, sadness, anxiety, jealousy, whatever's coming through, like there are things happening. Oh, Kate's here. Hi, Kate. Kate says she loves this talk so much. I'm giving Kate a shout out because Kate taught me one of my favorite things was that the word alone, which feels so separate, actually means all one. So glad you're here. Glad you're tuning in, and we're so excited and grateful. Lex, what were you gonna say? What you got over there?
Oh no, I was just going to say that, my cards that I pulled for our Shadow Tort class, I shuffled my deck and I went to pull a new set today to ground into today's energy, and I shuffled so well, and I pulled the same exact cards. And so it was like this message, and I pulled the same cards out of two decks, two decks of cards. Like, that's just one of those moments where I'm like, the beauty, you know what I mean? Like, and the message is so juicy too. So it took me a moment because I almost didn't reshuffle them to see, because I was just like, this is a good one. Like, I've been sitting on it for a couple days now. It's juicy. It keeps resonating. It keeps like getting deeper and getting like built upon. So of course, when they came out the exact same, I was like, nom, 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 nom. This is so yummy. So yummy.
Thanks, you guys. So what is it? Are you going to share
Okay,
your message you
I
keep
have
doing?
to share. Yes. Okay. So this was okay. First card was the upside down world, and my interpretation of this is my interpretation of this reading, how this came through, was that the world for many is feeling like it is upside down, like this stuff is getting flipped upside down. We're getting kind of like shaken out, right? Things are getting shaken up with this, and it goes right in line with the storm spirit chaos. the chaos around us. It is a very
Mm.
chaotic time. It's chaotic for the earth, it's chaotic for the collective consciousness. And because of that, all of us individually.
Oh no. Lexi's freezing a little, or I'm freezing a little. I'm not really sure. One of us is, but either way, she'll be back, or I'll be back. Oh, here she comes. There she is. I was like, one of us is freezing. It's either you or me. Not sure. Okay, so you created a storm right now with your energy and froze all of our lines, and now
Yeah,
you're back.
yeah, that was, yep. Yeah. Calm down. Don't freeze again. And if you look at this picture, you have this almost like the wrath coming down from above, right? And this guy up in the corner here, he very godly like, right? Very
Oh,
sending some wrath down from above. And I do feel like we are in a time of shakeup for a reason, because we need to let certain things fall away and realign. A lot of us are making decisions based on external factors and other people's pressures, comments, this, that, what we think. And we're not in alignment with what our soul and what we really came here for. And a
mm,
lot of that is because we've been conditioned out of the things, right? A lot of layers have been put onto this, right? That we are working through, from generational um hand-me-downs to mindsets to just outgrowing things, and that evolution, right? The time of that blossoming, right? So we are in that time of the year too, a wheel wise, where it is the time to go within to plant those seeds for your future. So getting mindful now about, are we in alignment? How are we operating? How are we showing up? The chaos that's around us, embracing this chaos right now, embracing this upside down world energy. And if we embrace it with playfulness, if we embrace
mm.
in the elemental energy and get playful with this, right?
Nice
Because
little dance in the rain, right?
yes, but this is an opportunity to dispense of that shit too. And
Yeah.
that's like one of our
Fuck
favorite.
yes.
It's the best opportunity to dispense it. It's when we are in the chaos, right? When we are in the struggle, that when we come at it with a new approach, when we try something new, and we try to break free from those patterns, from those thoughts, those practices, when we start breaking free from that and getting more in tune with finding the gratitude, finding the peace in it, the happiness in it, finding the joy within the chaos, being playful with it, seeing it as, kids enjoy making messes. That's how they learn, right? So the chaos isn't always bad. And that playful energy is going to help. Look at how peaceful she is, right? Peaceful. Invite that in, it will get peaceful. And the thing is when you put that work in, we've got our 8 of Pentacles. Put that work in, create, right? Every experience, everything you have gone through, every challenge you have gone through is just another up leveling for that soul. So that's all this is it is like a time tunnel. It is like this, almost like a pressure cooker for up leveling. And when you become aware of, that's what this is meant for us. It is meant to be that time to go within, to cocoon, and to transform into that butterfly, right? To transform into something beautiful and in true alignment with your soul. And baby, that strength you're going to get, you're going to come out on the other side of this so much stronger, so much more revitalized. And that world is then going to be yours. That world is going to flip. That's going to be your flip. And so and the last card was the a win-win outcome is in the forecast.
And
So
look at it. It's the full
so
moon in
beautiful.
Libra,
Yes.
which is
Yes.
what we are literally in right now.
Yes.
I love
Exactly.
that. Love, love, love that. Oh, thank you, Lexi. I think that that's a beautiful
So
reading and a great full moon reading. And I see why Spirit wanted to make sure that we got that message across. So we have a comment from Amber. Amber also wants a general reading. She said, should I complain about the way that the staff members are treating me at this domestic violence shelter, or should I leave the shelter? Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for showing up and holding space with us while you are helping yourself at this time. Amazing. I have worked in domestic violence shelters, and I was a social worker for a long time, and I've been on the staff side of it for sure. I've been in domestic violence situations, not a shelter yet. Lexi's been through it. We used to have a podcast called Seen and Heard, a podcast about abuse, and we're actually going to be bringing back another one, a new one coming soon that we're co-creating with our friend Vanessa. And we're also going to be having like an online support group for that, for people who are actively in domestic violence or in shelters or coming out of it, and opportunities to help one another. So here's the thing with what's going on. Obviously, when we are in transition, it's a stepping stone. There's going to be pluses, there's going to be minuses. You are a sovereign being, and you always get to defend yourself if you want, and you always get to claim your sovereignty and your peace. It's up to you, of course, always how you want to handle it. We're going to pull you some cards and do a general reading as well. What I encourage you, like what I do with myself, is I always say, okay, this treatment, am I in physical danger? Am I in emotional danger? Am I in spiritual danger? Is this something that's like annoying me and it's not very nice? Or is this something that's truly causing harm? Is this something I can remove myself from? Is this something that I can go and just take 5 and go to my room and take some space and just let it be? Everybody's under a full moon. Everybody's having a bad day. Or is this something I really need to take action on? If it's something I need to take action on, and if I'm worried about my safety, what I do is I get to myself to a safe space as quickly as I can. And then, and if I want to respond to it, I do that in the most peaceful way that I can. So if you're under physical issues, obviously you call the police. If this is an emotional thing going on and there's someone who you can talk to the next day, and you feel safe enough doing that, then go for it. And sometimes, it's hard. It's hard giving this sort of advice, but you have to follow your intuition on it. And like I said, if you feel like you're in physical danger, of course, but if it's something that you feel like would make a difference, and just say, hey, I appreciate this opportunity. I'm grateful to be here. This is a stepping stone. However, this is happening and it doesn't really feel okay. And I really want to report that. If you feel like that's going to make an impact and it's important to do that, go for it. And in the meantime, do what you can do to find your peace and your sovereignty and your safety. And I always encourage too, it's always a great time to maybe, daydream a little bit, make some plans. And it's interesting. I said make some plans and you pulled up indecision, and make a little look at like what it is you're calling in, and focus on your goals, your healing abilities, and the things that you can do right now in this situation to control it. And if other people are bothering you, try to just separate and go to where you need to go, and just also say no. It's amazing what happens when we say no. I'm not interested. I don't want to have this discussion. I just want peace. And we don't actually engage. When we get upset, when we get angry too, and we fight back, it creates a vortex. When we just say no, remove ourselves and create peace, we're able to create ripples. So we're going to pull you a few cards. Lexi, go ahead. You pulled one first, and then I'll pull a couple for you too, Amber. I hope that helps. What you got, Lex? Oh, I think Lexi froze again. So in the meantime, while Lexi's frozen, I will pull a couple cards. Do you hear me, Lex?
I do.
Okay, I didn't know if you were frozen. I saw you already pulled a card for Amber, so I didn't know if you wanted to start with that one.
Yes. So I got the first one was indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life, and if anything, this validates, I feel like, Mandy's suggestion for this. This decision needs to come from you, not from anybody else. So I feel like you need to be asking yourself this question: what feels right? What do you like? Play the tape through too, right? What are the possibilities? What's worth it? I say life is like a game of chess, right? So we're got to So go with that gut feeling, because when you suppress that gut feeling and you go the opposite, that's when you're gonna then get some sort of physical ailment, or it's gonna, kind of snowball. And later on down the road, you're gonna be like, oh, it's an opportunity to realize when you didn't listen to your gut, but really listen. Your intuition here is telling you. So you just need some validation to go with that intuition of yours. Also, forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love.
Mm,
So forgiveness for yourself, others, situations, events, happenings. Um, yeah.
I
And
love
then,
that.
and then friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. And remember, we got to be our friend too. In order to have those friendships in our life, we have to show up and have that friendship with ourselves too, right? It's the same thing with love. We can only receive the love that we are giving ourselves to, or that level. So yeah.
I love that. And it's all about too, like what's worth your peace? What's going on? Oh, Amber's messaging a little. She said that she removed it. She wasn't sure if she should ask that. And then she also said, but I guess you guys got it before I removed it. We did. So we are on the topic now. And I feel like I shouldn't, because the staff is spreading bad things about me to other staff members. And I mostly forgiveness for myself. So here's the thing. I'm always a big fan of, when I have an opportunity, just taking the high road. And humans are humans, and people are going to do what they're going to do. Everybody's got bad days. When we are in, especially a shelter of some sort, or domestic violence shelter, there's a lot of trauma going on. There's a lot of drama going on, and it's not fun always. And sometimes it is, sometimes it's safe, sometimes it's okay. But like Lexi was saying, you got to pick and choose your battles about what feels like, okay, you know what, this feels worth my energy. Or, you know what, people are going to talk, people are going to be however they're going to be. I don't even have time for it. People gossip about Lexi and I all day, every day. People say things all the time. And so, it's up to us to A, know the truth, B, believe it or not, and then C, decide if there's something we want to do about it. So you're saying it's vile stuff being spread about you from staff members and staff residents every minute, and it affects your kids too. So that's up to you, sister. What I would do is obviously focus on you and your kids the most. Focus on what you can do for peace. If you can go into your room and just chill and read books and hang out, then that's the best. And then if you can, when you're safe and it's okay, go ahead and talk to a supervisor or someone who you're able to talk to about it, and then they have to go through procedure or whatever is going to work from there. I'm glad that you vented. I'm glad that you are aware of it. And at the same time, I also, like Lexi's talking about, encourage you to keep working on finding your peace and keep focusing on what you can focus on the most. And we always say, it is not our business what other people's opinions of us are. And so whatever you can do to step into your own light, to step into your own sovereignty and not believe it, it's going to help you the best. And like I said, if you need to, report it in a safe way when it feels okay to do that. And I'm just pulling you a card. The crumbling. What are you clinging on to? So first of all, like Lexi was talking about with the mindfulness, make sure you're not believing, what they're saying. I always am one to say, okay, own your shit. And, if there's something that's going on that you did, own it. It's okay. And if there's something that you didn't do, or that it's wild, why give it energy? Let them do their thing. Soul family, call in your tribe. This really goes nicely with that friendship card too that Lexi pulled. You don't have to do it all alone. You might have some people there that it's bad experiences, but you do have some people that are on your side, and they're showing some people who really see the truth of all this. And it's a test for you to not let it drag you down too much. So do your best to focus on your stuff. The angels are showing you have worked really hard, and it's important that you even got in this situation in the first place. And so it's important. Okay, she said, they didn't even tell me the things I need to know on how to get housing first. That's hard. And housing's hard. I was a housing counselor for a long time, and it takes a while, and you got to have a lot of ducks in a row, and you got to have all kinds of things going on to do that. But now that you know what you need to do, I would say, all right, thanks for the information. And there are holes. There are so many holes in shelters and programs, and so many people are burnt out. And like I said, there's so much trauma and drama, and everyone's trying to do their best. But do your best to just look at the silver linings, to focus on what you can control, and take the stepping stones to hop on out of that situation. So I hope that helps you. Remember, you have some people there that are on your corner, and you can always, this goes for everyone, you can always ask your angels to help you and support you and be there to protect you. What were you going to say, Lex?
So I wanted to say two things. First, the same thing I tell my kids and that I have to tell myself and practice about it is a lot of the times when people do that type of gossiping and behavior, they are running from something in their lives. They are trying to avoid something on their own. So I always just say, and because I mean, I always feel like this behavior is something that it's so common, right? We've got gossip magazines. Everybody just wants to gossip. We kind of normalized it. And that is like
That's how we were taught to bond in
yes.
many generations and many, but really, and Lexi and I love the Four Agreements. If you haven't checked that out, it's a great spiritual book by Don Miguel Ruiz, been around a long time now. And one of the agreements is to be impeccable with your word, to not gossip, to not make assumptions. And the not gossiping part is so important. And I always say, like, is it necessary? Is it true? And is it kind?
And here's where I go with my kids is I always say forgive the person that is gossiping, right? Because forgiveness is the strongest thing. When you can forgive, it literally unlocks chemicals in your brain for happiness, health. Like it's like the fountain of youth, okay, and healing. So when you can forgive, right? You may not get the forgiveness face to face, but when you can forgive and accept apology you may never receive and understand, hey, that person is doing it because they got their own shit and hurt people, and you can rise above it. You can have that armor, protect yourself with your angels and forgive them for being so mean, and you don't need to take that on. You don't need to take that negative charge that they're trying to put on you. That is not yours to take on. So if you do feel like this place is zapping your energy all over, you do not need to stay there too. I know so many people, and I have loved ones that are staying in positions and jobs that absolutely suck them dry. They are miserable there, and they have been so afraid to let it go because of the feeling of failure, right? The feeling of, because I am leaving something that means I failed, or I should have stuck it out. You don't need to stick anywhere that does not fill your cup up. And that is where you take your own power back, is by removing yourself from situations that drain you and suck you dry.
And
So
sometimes that takes a little bit. Sometimes it starts with removing your energy from the situation. Like you, right now, you're in transition, you're in a shelter. It's going to be a few before you get the housing. So, what can you work on in that time in order to keep your center, in order to keep your balance? And then as you get into your next position, off you go. It's like it's not always sunshine and rainbows. And we have choices no matter what all the time, especially during the chaos, during the change, and during the transition. And so what I do know for sure is that all of us are strong enough. And even though it does get really hard sometimes, the more we do focus on what's best for us and what our heart wants most and focus on our goals, then everything else can kind of start to fall into place. Kara Michelle, so glad you're here, Kara. She said, chaos is right. People have been wearing me out this week, and she loves those cards. And then we have another request here. I don't know how to say your name. Hopefully I'm going to say it right. I'm going to go with Shabam Sharma, said that they applied for a credit manager job, and will I get success? So I'm going to pull you a few tarot cards and see what they have to say about this potential position. Angels. Oh, they're also showing too, you have this potential. It looks really promising. We're going to pull you a few cards, but you also have at least one or two other solid ones on the line too. And they're saying maybe don't commit too soon, because some other ones that you're putting out there are coming in at this time as well. Ooh, 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. I think if you don't take this one, it's going to be something better. You get the high priest, which is the sage, the wise one. That's that inner masculine guidance that chooses to commit to something, to show up for it, and to access the knowledge around it. It's a great card to come up, especially when we're looking at career. You then get the Queen of Wands. The wands is the divine feminine energy within you that's knowing that this is going to nurture you, this is going to soothe you, and this is something that you really want to foster and do a good job with in order for it to be successful. Then last but not least, you get the Nine of Pentacles, which is plenty of money coming in, looking good and feeling good. So they're showing, yes, I'm getting good success vibes around that. And also other choices too. So like, don't jump in right away because you might get something else as well and you have choice. So thank you for asking. What'd you get? Anything for that one, Lex?
Yes. So I have to say, I feel like you're going to be successful at like what, like it's you. You are going to bring the success to any job if that's your energy and that you have the capability of bringing that to like really anything you choose. And it's funny because we get fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. What are some fears here around the job or, you know, reaching that success? And then surrender. I can release my need to control. So I say trust that intuition, job wise. Don't settle.
And like, you know, you're working hard enough. Trust that the universe is going to be bringing you what it is you're wanting and needing and deserving at this time. And claim it. Be open to it. You got this. All right. Our next comment is Ben. Hi, Ben. Benjamin Dillard. Hello. Are you both reading together? We are. So we're Sea Goddess Healing Arts. For those of you just tuning in and we are Sea Goddess Healing Arts is a lighthouse for the soul. We're based out of Atlantic City, New Jersey, with a network all over the world. Lexi's in Vermont right now, and we spend a lot of time up there too. We host all kinds of online classes and events. We also do in-person festivals, farmers markets, drum circles on the beach. And we offer all kinds of like holistic and alternative healing, such as reading, Reiki, sound baths, mediumship, just to name a few, aromatherapy, astrology, so many things. And so on our Thursday night lives, we like to get together and co-create. And I love doing group readings actually with other people, especially around the world. I started doing them probably 7 years ago on like an online radio show. And it's so fun how no matter where you're at and what you tune in, certain messages come through in such beautiful ways. So Lexi and I are in 2 different states. I'm in New Jersey. She's up in Vermont in the USA. And we're using whatever decks we have. I don't think we have any of the same decks tonight that I know of already. Maybe we might. And then we're just pulling for people. So whatever comes through, and we're glad you're here. Ben also said, I know, probably a silly question. There are no silly questions here. And we're glad you're here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us.
And let us know if you want a reading. Let us know if anybody wants a card pulled or reading. Let us know. We are here for this.
Mm-hmm. He said he had never seen Team Tarot. Interesting. Well, I'm glad you're fine. And we're glad that you're here. Okay.
See, I love reading with our team, with each other, because there's the validation within the messages, and just it's always so magical how it like flows. And so I don't think you can get much more proof of like divinity and like how spirit can come through so divinely.
Amber said, yeah, she needs to try to forgive them. She gave us a few more details about what's going on. And she said, yeah, I need to forgive them. And she can try to find another shelter. And she's waiting on other shelters. And that's just it, she said. And then one more, she said, you wouldn't think a director would act like this, you know? And she said, thank you so much for the reading. That's just it. You know, we are all... Here we go. I'm going to get on my soapbox a tiny bit for a sec.
Do it.
Most of us are all children in adult suits doing our best out in the world. And part of the reason I do what I do now, part of the reason I have my own company doing, I'm an intuitive ascension guide. So basically a life coach with a spiritual twist. I was a social worker for a long time. And there's just a whole lot of broken people out there working in the world, doing the best they can. They're running companies, they're running social work agencies. And it's easy to get disappointed in leadership sometimes. And there's been many bosses I've come across many different times, opportunities where I'm like, damn, this is the leader. This is what's in charge, like wild. But like we were just talking about before, having compassion, having empathy, having forgiveness, but take no shit. If you're leaving, say, hey, I'm found another place because it doesn't feel safe here. And I feel like it should meet my needs, and I shouldn't have to worry about information being passed out. And I shouldn't have to worry about all these other things, but I'm going to goddess up. I'm going to speak my truth, and I'm just going to not cause any more drama and keep on my goals. But I want you to know that this impacted me and that I'm disappointed in the leadership. There's nothing wrong with saying that. And you would think that whoever's in charge would have it all together, but often that they don't. And little by little, we're all healing together. We're all doing the best we can at growing up and becoming better adults. But trust me, you're not the only one who's been through this. And we're sending you so much love and so much light. And I hope that it all ends up working out well for you. I think it will. I think you're on your way to good things.
And I have to say too, when we're on our journey, those collections that we collect of the negative experiences, of those experiences where people hurt us, or that, we wonder, why did it go like that? Why is it like that? That usually comes up later in our life, and we usually end up getting an opportunity to like help kind of bridge those gaps, voice that, tell that story, help bring light and awareness to that.
Totally. Oh, Lex is freezing a little bit. So glad you're all here. Hi, Danielle. Good evening. Nice to see you. I'm happy to see your name here. There's Lex. She's back. We froze a tiny bit. It's okay. Ben said, that's awesome. Tara's amazing. My readings always say I'm so close to that, but have to have patience. I swear I'm professionally patient at this point. Being professionally patient, that's a thing. And many of us readers, teachers, healers, light workers, way showers, all of that constantly have to work on more and more patience. And even when we think we're patient, something else comes in and there's another opportunity. And the cool thing about patience is it's a gateway to peace. And when we're in peace and when we're in contentment, we're able to receive, we're able to open up our chakras and our portals of abundance whenever we're not in overwhelm. And so being patient really can be such a place of creation and co-creation and presence. So I'm glad you said that. And let us know if you want us to pull any cards for you. If you have any questions, Danielle, let us know if you want us to pull you a card. Jeanette, hello. We're so glad you're here. Thank you for being here. Love you so much. Oh, and Danielle did say she'd like a card. We're going to do that. And Susan, hello. So glad you're here. Happy full pink moon. Happy full pink moon. If it's emotional, if it's watery, if there's a lot of dreams, our astrologer, Ursula, said that is what we should be expecting. So happy full moon. I hope you're all enjoying it. And Danielle would like a card this reading or this evening. Lex, you want to start?
I do. I
see you over there.
I already started. Danielle, I'm so excited you're here. Girl, look at this. Okay. Hold on. I want to get one from this deck too. Already. I saw her comment before you even brought it up, so I started pulling. Ooh, okay. This is so juicy. So juicy. Happiness. I'm aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. I am aware that being happy. Look at, there's our dolphins, Mandy. Oh, I love it. So when you are feeling happy, I feel like we question so much, are we doing the right thing, right? And it's been like that time to shift from, are we doing that right thing based on external or internal, right? Validation. And that internal validation of doing on the right path is that happiness, that peace that it brings us. It is this like this sigh of relief. It's so amazing. In empathy, I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. So I know you have been doing your work, girl, and you have been doing that. So lots of validation here for you to keep that up. Standing stones, passage. You are going through your rites of passage here. You are up leveling to that next. I feel more like they give it to me like conscious awareness. Like this is some serious turbulent awakening. You know what I mean? Like you're awakening fast and hitting some turbulence at high speed. So, it may feel like you are getting shaken up or tested, but it's all a rite of passage. And, remain that your soul is that like strength, that standing stone, right? To hang on to and connect with that soul, that intuition. Um, for your rock, and bring that fire spirit, that energy. You are fiery, you've got it, you are the potent creator of your reality, and you are really stepping into that energy. So embracing your divine energy, and all that, the range of emotions and experiences you have collected, that is potent, that is the fuel for your fire, right? For your creating, for your journey. So use that, step into that, use that fire, to power you through. Mandy, did you pull anything, or you have anything coming through?
Not yet, but I will for Danielle. What does she need to know most today? Angels, what message would you like to pass through to Danielle? Ooh, a favorite of ours around here. You've got Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. For all of those who are into secret knowledge and other perspectives and different things that may have happened in the world, there's an incredible book called Anna, Grandmother of Jesus, a channeled work about Anna, who was Jesus's grandmother, and Magdalene, and she supposedly trained Mary and Jesus to do all the incredible alchemical work that they did while they were here and taught some of us, and some of it got suppressed. And then there's a follow-up sequel book called The Voice of the Magdalens, and Magdalens are incredible, amazing light worker beings. It's a consciousness of divine feminine, and it's like a blend. This consciousness is a blend of like being smart and warriors and feminine and beautiful and knowing things and trusting your intuition and following your heart, even when like the mind takes some convincing. And Anna, grandmother of Jesus, supposedly was able to live until she was like 600 years old and lived underground in caves with Merlin and shit, and did all kinds of really cool things. And when you are in a place of kind of like rock bottom happened and now we're putting together all the pieces, Anna shows up a lot of the time, and she's there to support us, to love us, to be there for us through the really hard things, and to help us find our own light, and to help us become the incredible alchemists that we are. So know that you're on your right path, know that you're putting together an amazing new foundation of your life, and you've got incredible spirit on your side right now, there to help you and guide you with that. So I hope that helps. I hope that supports you. And I'm really glad that you're here tonight. Oh, she said, yes, confirmation of what I'm current. And she said, did you see this too? That she said, I connected the dolphins for her dad. So that's really nice. And she's been needing him a lot lately. And he's been showing up for comfort. So there you go. Boom. And she's been looking at things on both sides.
I love it. Sending you so much love, Danielle.
And she also said she's been thinking about Mary and Jesus lately. Look at that. Check out the Magdalene. Start looking at some of the other stories. There's incredible books and works and channeled pieces out there to give a different perspective. Some of it might really resonate. And Danielle also said, thank you, Anna, and thank you, ladies.
Just read the Mary Magdalene portion of the Divine Master's Ancient Wisdom, and it was blown out of the water. I actually have it. It's so funny. I have it tagged right here because I was like, we need to
read us a little bit. Read us a paragraph.
We need to talk about this. I have so many tagged. Hold on. It was so interesting, and I just I was always taught, I guess, something more negative about her. And so
the church said that basically all women were the demons and devils, as we started with, and that Mary Magdalene in particular was a whore and a prostitute. But many people believe she was Jesus's wife and twin flame and partner, and that they helped each other and knew tons and learned it all from Anna and many other amazing ascended masters. So it's just interesting when we go back and read between the lines. And why did all these other amazing, religions and ancient texts and ways of being pre-Christianity have a god and a
Yeah.
goddess? And why did suddenly it get written out? So
So
always
I'm
question things.
a little bit of this, but before, I just want you to know that I wrote down in order the names for requests for card readings. So we have Jeanette, Susan, Benjamin, and then Julie in order for which the requests came in for after.
Beautiful. And I believe Jeanette's an incredible Magdalene as well. And she's someone who I met through Rise Sister Rise, which is a Magdalene thread. So I'm excited that we're going to give a little homage to this before we pull Jeanette's cards.
Okay, and I love this. And listen, you know how I went down the demon rabbit hole? This brings it up. So listen to this. Mary Magdalene. According to the Gospels, Mary Magdalene was one of the few women who traveled with Jesus and supported his ministry. Her name means Mary of Magdala. Magdala was a small fishing town on the western shore of the Sea of Galilee. In those days, a person would often be known by where they were from. According to the Gospel of Luke, Mary was the woman from whom Jesus drove out 7 demons. This story is also told in the Gospel of Mark. In Christian and Gnostic circles, there has been speculation that this meant Mary Magdalene was someone who faced her own demons, meaning she overcame personal challenges or even mental health issues, which were then considered to be demonic possession, as there were no psychiatrists or physiologists to support sufferers. Seer of angels. And so my recent dive down the demon meaning root word rabbit hole has me believing that the reason why it was written down to depict something so negative was because at that time we had some negative male energies really trying to block out the truth for divine feminine. And demon really meant a divine energy and an enthusiastic energy. It was also known to be a guide, like a what was the word that was used for it? An intended spirit. So it was an intended to an emotion and experience, to a frequency. So juicy. Seer of angels and apostle to the apostles. Whatever the truth of Mary Magdala's demons, she was certainly the apostle to the apostles, the
Mm.
teacher of teachers. The story goes that after the crucifixion, Jesus was laid to rest in a tomb. One morning, Mary went to the tomb and noticed that the rock covering the entrance had been moved to the side. She went inside and could not find Jesus. Instead, there were 2 angels there, one where Jesus' head had rested, and the other where his feet had been. She began to weep. The angels looked at her with compassion and asked, "Why are you crying?" Mary responded, "They have taken my teacher. Have you seen my teacher?" As grief washed over her, she felt a hand on her shoulder and heard someone say her name. She turned around and a man was there, but she did not recognize him. "Mary," he said. Then she realized he was Jesus, completely healed and covered in light. She fell to her knees at his feet. After this, Jesus went on to share a special mission with Mary. He taught her secret knowledge and spiritual information that he asked her to share with the world. Once she had her time with the risen Christ, Mary went back to the rest of the disciples to tell them that Jesus had risen and what he had said. At first, many of them were shocked and questioned Mary's authority. Who did she think she was to tell them anything? But Levi said, "The Savior made her worthy. Who are we to reject her? If the Savior deemed Mary trustworthy, then she is trustworthy. He loved her more than us." Once they came around, the apostles went on to spread the Christian gospel under Mary's leadership. So Mary Magdalene was proof that women could be spiritual leaders. First of all, she had the capacity to see angels. I believe that when she was in the tomb of Christ, his physical body was there, but his soul had left. The angels activated her divine vision so that she could receive a transmission from spiritual form of Christ and in turn become the apostle to the apostles. At the time, though, the Holy Land was under Roman rule and they weren't ready for Jesus' sacred teachings or for women to be spiritual leaders. So Mary has driven out the Holy Land. She left on a ship with a girl named Sarah, most likely her daughter, Joseph of Arimathea, who was either Mary's or Jesus's uncle, Mary, the mother of Christ, and probably a few others. They landed in south of France, where Mary set up hermitage and dedicated herself to spiritual practice for the rest of her days. Mary Magdalene is a spiritual figure with whom I feel a strong bond. She's a powerful feminist saint, and before I had even learnt her full story, I had a dream in which I was transported to a cave and met by a woman with a red veil who said,
Mm.
"Welcome to the cave of your heart." Then I woke up. Mary Magdalene is the teacher of teachers who lived out her life in a cave so that we don't have to. Just as Christians believe Jesus died to save us, so Mary in some ways took a hit so that we don't have to. On a spiritual level, her energy is dedicated to helping those of us who are in hiding to emerge from our cave and bring our light and our gifts to the world. Working with Mary Magdalene helps you awaken the teacher within, encourages you to leave your comfort zone, gives you the strength and confidence to share your light with the world, and supports the process of forgiveness. If you feel you have a mission to bring healing and change to the world, Mary Magdalene and her angels will help you. She allows you to dial into the strength. All these cards are coming back up that we
Can't make
pulled
this
earlier.
shit up, can you? See, Ben, this is why we do wild, weird group readings, because you never know what's going to come through. And clearly, here we go, Easter Sunday. Mary Magdalene's like, hey, remind them.
She allows you to dial into that strength you have gained from all your previous life experiences in order to continue on and become the teacher that you were born to be. So this also includes, a teacher awakening activation that I'll have to share on our Sea Goddess page. So that way everybody can enjoy it, or you can look up the Divine Masters Ancient Wisdom book by Kyle Gray from Hay House, one of our favorites teachers.
Oh, I love all that so much. And I actually have another reading too, a little bit more from Rebecca Campbell, one of Kyle Gray's best friends, my favorite teacher. And we'll read a little bit more about Mary Magdalene in a little while here, but I definitely want to get to some more readings. And it's such beautiful and divine timing. And it's incredible how, she's showing up right now to support and to love all of us and to remind, us that we can call upon her and we can call upon the ascended masters as well as the angels to be here to support us. And especially when we're going through hard times. And how many people, I hope you're still hanging in here, Amber. How many people talk shit about Mary Magdalene? And, she's incredible and became, basically a saint. And yeah, I'd love to go visit her cave. It's
and
they still go to.
They want us to tap in. They need us to ask. They need us to invite them in order to truly help. So when you do and finally, invite them in and ask for that connection, it can be really a beautiful experience, I think. And that's, what our ancestors were trying to hand down to us, that knowledge. It's on the pyramid walls. It's on, all of these ancient artifacts.
We're just saying. It's there for a reason. Oh, I love it. All right, Jeanette, is it okay if I start with this one, Lex?
Please.
All right, I'm pulling from the Rose deck, Rebecca Campbell Rose deck for you. Roses. For Jeanette, what does she need to know most today? 1, 2, 3. All right. Our first one is the Great Mother. Surrender to the mystery. Fall into her arms. There are big things happening for you. There's always kind of big things happening for you. The angels are showing and giggling, but there's another massive initiation and transformation. And it's not going to be painful or scary or anything like that. It's a coming of it. It's coming into. It's another layer of you becoming the incredible woman and teacher and master that you are. And it's divine. It's happening for a reason. And you're being blessed with that. As you go through all this, pray to the Great Mother, talk to her, allow her to hold you and allow her to inspire you to step into her energy and even be, really teaching as much as you can on her behalf. You then get, on that note, the Wild Rose. Do it your way. Embrace your uniqueness untamed. This very much is an incredible pilgrimage for you, and you are meant to be that incredible divine mothering essence energy, but very much on your own terms and in your own beautiful, creative way that truly serves you. They're showing particularly with your words lately and your actions and the way you're showing up. It doesn't have to be anything too crazy or radical, but at the same time, it is within you. And it's important to honor that. And it's important to honor this incredible energy that you have flowing through you. And then last but not least, perfect. Yes, the bud. potential promise, it's about to happen, keep going. Whatever it is that you've been setting intentions towards and walking towards, ask the Great Mother to help you. Know that it's coming and know that you really are just getting ready to pop out of the constraints of the bud, and that the bloom will come, and just keep watering it, keep nourishing everything and your ideas and yourself, and wonderful things are to come. So I hope that supports you. I hope that gives you permission to do things your own way and to really embrace your own unique beat right here, and let yourself continue to open. They're showing your heart chakra and your throat and your third eye, a lot of your upper chakras just opening and expanding so much. Just when you think it can't grow anymore, it does. So enjoy that. And we're so grateful you're here. And thank you for walking in this lifetime with us. Thanks for popping on.
I love that.
Oh,
I got Harriet Cedar. Move forward with confidence. Be disciplined, flexible in your pursuits, and embody the journey. Embody the journey. Oh, I love it. And you got also the High Priestess, which I feel like you are the High Priestess. I feel like this is talking about you. And High Priestess card is mugwort. And mugwort is a great plant to work with for dreams and intuition. So I have a question. Do you have what are your dreams like? Have your dreams been vibrant, or have you been trying to connect your dreams? Are you remembering your dreams? A little question for you there. I feel like a little mugwort tea, maybe learning a little bit about mugwort would be helpful, because it can really help connect with your intuition and help you get those visions for yourself, connect with your High Priestess capabilities, because you are that High Priestess.
I agree. She is.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
I love it. She said it resonates, especially doing it her way. And she said, thank you. She's so excited. Oh, I love it. All right. So who was our next reading?
Susan Nelson is next. And then Benjamin Dillard, and then Julie Arson.
Perfect. Susan. I would love a card or three. I love that. Yeah. A lot of times I end up doing three, but you just never know. Do you want to start this time, Lex?
You want to start?
Sure. All right. I'm actually going to start with a couple tarot. I'm actually feeling called to do a little mix here with a couple tarot and a couple of these. I have a Kyle Gray deck over here, Angels and Ancestors one.
Yes. I was just going to say, I was getting some ancestry vibes. I was around, where's my
Susan? 1, 2, 3. And a couple oracles. 1, 2. Beautiful. Okay. Interesting. So first you've got the 3 of Cups, which is all about celebrating, particularly if you can, with friends, family, sisters, feminine friendships, things like that. Allow yourself to enjoy that, to step into that. Obviously, there's a holiday coming up this weekend and there's a new season happening. You also get the 6 of Swords. 6 of Swords can indicate a journey outside of yourself. Maybe you're going for a little weekend away with some people that you love. Maybe you have been thinking about it and haven't made those plans. And if so, it's a time to do it. And they show the 3 of Swords with this. I don't know if you're currently going through some grief or some hardship, but know that if you allow yourself to reach out to your support system, if you maybe choose to take a little trip, it's really going to help you. And it's really going to help you to come back in and heal and soothe. And as much as heartbreak sucks and is never fun in whatever way we go through with that, it does grow us and it does expand us. And you get, here we go, you get some confirmation on that, because then you get the eagle, see from a higher perspective. Whatever is going on right now, allow yourself to see from the highest perspective that you can, your emotions of what's happening, but allow to see that silver lining. They're showing you're great giving it to other people and letting them know the silver lining and things. And sometimes it's hard to see on your own path, but apply that now and you've got this. And then last but not least, connect with your emotions. It is a very watery full moon right now. It is important to connect with whatever's coming through, whether that's rage or grief or jealousy or excitement or love, and let it be. Let it inspire you, let it move through you, and let it shift you into that higher perspective. At the same time, also allow yourself to be loved and held and supported right now for whatever transition it is that you're inviting in. Go ahead, Lex.
Ooh, fire of air. White sage. I get this fiery energy around you, whether it be some sort of like headbutting, just some sort of energy, which I'm not sure, but let's see here. Blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. Forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. And I want to dig in a little bit more to this white sage, 5 of air, because, yeah, okay, so long-held beliefs may not be rooted in reality. Refuse to go along with the crowd. Believe the threatened, oppressed ones. Okay, so this is talking about a spiritual crisis challenges long-held beliefs. Though your consciousness pulls at you, you are reluctant to let go of your opinions. Rise to the challenge, accept the truth. White sage has become a trendy spiritual tool. It is sacred to many of the indigenous people of North America, whose traditions are widely misused. Development and erosion also threaten the survival of this species. White sage is teaching us to protect what is holy. It rids the air of toxins, but is also a valued medicinal. Clear the path, listen to others, and make room for healing. Seek a solution that is beneficial for all. So, and I get that you're very close to achieving a goal, and hold that vision of your future. You are close, so don't lose hope. Keep holding on to that vision. I hope that resonates.
Big
Take what
love,
does,
Susan.
give what does.
Big love. So glad you're here. So glad we can support you. All right. Benjamin's next. I feel like since we were talking about tarot so much, Ben, we should probably go with tarot to start. For Ben. All right. First, we get the 7 of Wands. Wands are all of that amazing internal energy that we have that we can harness. For me, when I see the 7 of Wands, a lot of times that shows to me someone who's got some goals and some things they're working on, and they're balancing it. They're tending to it, whether it's your mindfulness, your gratitudes, a certain course of study, workout goals, sleep goals, showing up goals for yourself, whatever that is. Work goals are showing you definitely have some work goals. We're going to come into that because I've got here right now, we've got the 3. Oh, we've got death coming up last, but the 3 of Pentacles. So it's so important to have your discipline, have your energy that's coming in. Here we go. With this 7 of Wands, it's very much internal discipline, because when you do that, the more you keep showing up for yourself, the more it's going to nurture these incredible seeds that you're planting right now and that you're working really hard on. You're tending to it. You've got creative ideas. Wonderful things are coming in for you. You then get the Death card, which is one of my favorite cards in the deck. It's the ultimate rebirth, new beginning. So it's the hard work and the 7 of Wands and the things that you're doing. You've got great, amazing outcomes coming in. They're showing that you are incredibly shamanic, and that you do, though transition and change can be uncomfortable, you end up really handling it very well and guiding yourself and others through it. And then I just want to pull then one more confirmation, the snake, shed old skin. So if you're going through a big thing, or you're about ready to right now, and you're ready to release the old, let it die off, let that old thing come in so you can step into your own authenticity and power, another level, it's happening for you. Coming in, allow it and enjoy it. And though it can be a little vulnerable at first, when we shed our skin, it is at first, but know that wonderful things really are lining up to come your way right now. Go ahead, Lex.
So juicy. Okay. So I got here, I did a little, it's so funny because I got patience right here, current situation that you are sitting currently right stuck with patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. And it's so funny because let me just give you this
They
spread
really like to rub it in, huh, Ben?
They do, but what they are saying is like current situation, what you've been going through, like what's been going on. There's a little denial here going on. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. So there's some fear there, and you're the ultimate alchemist here in your life, and this is an opportunity for you to take those fears and face them and literally replace it with that insight, that awareness that you have. You are very aware, you're very in tune. Spirit guardians of winter step up too at this time to tell you to retreat within. Do that inner work for yourself, not for anybody else. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks, what anybody else's timelines may have made you think your timeline needs to be. Embrace your own timeline and realize that that's what's happening is just happening right for you. And so to really, go within, get comfortable inside, make peace in that inside, the inner parts, and that is going to be that activation that is going to align you with this spirit guardian of spring, right? This activation for this spring process of renewal and growth, going in, planting those seeds, retreat within, plant those seeds right now for the spring harvest, for the spring activation of your growth. And yes, patience for growth to happen, right? It's a test. It keeps testing you for a reason. There is somewhere in there for you to do that work, that shadow work of, maybe you start having like a little thing where you feel your patience to get tested. Find something, have anything where as soon as your patience start to get tested or you start to question your patience, like I've been patient, find something to then help you change that energy in that moment. Because they're showing me it's triggering your fight or flight kind of with this patience topic. Like you've been patient, but it's like a little bit more, because guess what's coming? Success is coming. You've got this test right here going on, this activation happening. And it's truly a test, right? Testing your patience for a reason to help you reach that success, that secret spring. You're going to get there. It takes the patience and service. I feel good when I can help others.
Mm.
What makes you feel good? And I really feel like there is something on the external here. Somebody somewhere down the road made you think that you being just the way you are was not good enough and you needed to be something different. And that is BS. And that needs to get wiped right off your mind. It needs to be like rewired right the F out, excuse my language. And you need to like really activate, that comfort level of just being the most authentic form of you, because you're amazing. Your authenticity is what makes you amazing. And that's where your spring of success lies, is when you are operating within that authentic, loving yourself in that moment, in the journey, right? Because it's not the destination, it's that journey. So where that patience part is needed and taking place to get to that goal, love yourself through that, and realize that goal will happen in good time. It sucks. I know. I'm right there with you. I've been patiently waiting for my bank account to grow so I can afford life a little bit more. And I'm telling you what, spirit keeps testing my patience with that. But it's okay. It's great. I'm learning so much.
You are. It's happening. Ben said Scorpio's constant rebirth. Oh, yes. Scorpios in particular are shamans, and the death and the rebirth and the transition. It's huge. And the cool thing about it is there's more and more opportunities to practice all the time. What are you going to
And
say, Lex?
the cool thing about it is we're meant to every year go through a rebirth. We are, if we were to tap back into living with the seasons of our body and of this realm that we are in. Remember, this is earth school. Our soul just came down for this experience, and part of that is learning this cycle, that process, right, of how this works down here. And we are meant to go through this. Those winter months come for a reason, because those are months that we're supposed to go within, do that work, and then prepare for that rebirth. So I'm a Scorpio rising. So I feel like it's so funny, because that's like one of those things where I never embraced or even realized or recognized. And I always thought like that was bad. Like I was supposed to be decide who I am, and that's who I'm supposed to always be. And I shouldn't have to keep rebirthing myself. When really, no. We're supposed to be up leveling each year, shedding and regrowing and making room and going through this beautiful dance, this flow of life, this process. So embrace that rebirth. Be proud of it.
Love it. Like Lexi said, the only thing constant in life is change. And the species that survives, it's not the fastest, not the strongest, not the smartest. It's the one that's able to adapt most to change. Emily's here too. She said Scorpios in the house. Yes. We've been talking about Scorpios lately. Ben, we have actually a great tarot class we're doing right now. We got 2 more weeks of that coming up. And Jeanette said she had to go. She said, I have to go. Oh, there it is. Thank you so much, ladies. I really enjoyed this, and the readings were wonderful confirmation for me from both of you. Spot on. Oh, sending you big love, Jeanette. So glad you were able to tune in. And yeah, so we're going to do, I know we got Julie coming up, and I'm not always the best at giving our plugs, but we have wonderful classes. We have an online tarot class going on right now, 2 more weeks of that, Tarot Tuesday. We just started Shadow Twerk. You can sign up for 1 more week, and then we're going to close it down. It's an 8 weeks intense. Well, it's an intensive. It's not really that intense. It's bringing light to the shadow work and fun to the shadow work and handling our shit and owning our shit, but doing it in a really constructive and beautiful way and supporting one another with that. Lexi hosts Goddesses in Recovery every other Sunday, where you can come and hold space, whether you are someone in recovery or you support someone who is. We have some day retreats coming up, and we have incredible online classes, as well as some festivals and farmers markets and fun things coming this summer. We also have a virtual tip jar in our comments tonight. So if you enjoyed some readings and you want to show us some love, you can totally tip us, and we'd love that. Ursula reminded me I did not remember to say that last time, so I did this time. And I'm trying to think any other things coming up right now I didn't mention, Lex. I don't think so, but we got a great website.
Unschooled on Wednesdays. We go live on Wednesdays for Unschooled, or someone. We've been trying to go live on Wednesdays for Unschooled.
Yeah, we've got a great show called Unschooled that Lexi and I do, where we talk about all the things we wish we learned in school, or the things we want to relearn or bring some light on, or got taught the wrong way and fucked up our shit, and now we're learning it the right way. So that's a really fun place to come and hang. And yeah, lots of great things coming from Sea Goddess Healing Arts. So if you don't already, please give us a like, a share, a follow. We'd be so grateful. Ooh, I just had some really dope lightning. I love that. So this is our website, SeaGoddessHealingArts.com. All right, Lex, who was our next
Julie
reading? Julie, we love Julie. Let me go back on up to Julie's comment. Ooh, could you guys hear the thunder?
No, I didn't.
My house shake. And it's like our first really warm, nice day out. I'm in southern Jersey, and I live at the shore, so it was actually 20 degrees cooler here than inland, but it got up to like 85 at one point today, and it's been pretty like chilly. Yeah, so then they said it was going to get really hot, and then we were going to get thunderstorms, and here they are, and my doggies are a little scared, so if you hear them, that's why.
We've been getting lots of rain.
Little baby.
Lots of rain. I was bummed last night because I couldn't see the full moon because it was so cloudy and rainy.
Oh, yeah, we didn't get to see it either. Come here. It's okay. I know. Would you like to start for Julie?
Yeah, so I've already got the Sun, St. John's wort, the Tower, mushrooms, one of my favorite cards. And then we got California Poppy, Hyja of Fire, which is, I know it's grandmother of fire. Otherwise, I'm going to book it. So, girl, I feel like there is some. Oh, and I got also the other card that jumped out separate from these three. These three jumped out together. 10 of Water, Red Clover. Red Clover, Red Clover. Send some happiness over.
Oh, I love that. And we might have another thing we might do this summer is a summer camp, a women's summer camp and a veteran summer camp. So I like that you brought that up.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Okay. So definitely celebrate yourself and your successes. I really feel like there is some, like, you are a bright light, Julie. So are you celebrating yourself enough to celebrate those little wins also? I I feel like, I don't know why. I feel like this is more validation. Like, you already know this is already happening. And this is like that, like, spirit wanting to come and be like, you're doing a great job of taking shitty, hard stuff and like rebirthing it into something, utilizing it for like growth and like rebirth into something new. So I really feel like this was more so, this Tower card coming in is that reminder of like, you know, utilizing the mess, the chaos, the die off, the stuff that's falling away, allowing um you know the parts that are dying away to then make room for transformation and new growth, new allowing it to transform into something new. And okay, so California poppy, I actually have just got done working with for probably about 6 months now, and I love this plant. You can actually smoke it, you can drink it, you can steam it, and it is really, really magical. So I am really recommending right now looking into some California poppy. If you have, you can smoke it, and it's really one of those that is like a connection and ancestral. It's like this very opening, healing herb. I don't have my little notes here for it, and then my mind is getting crisscrossed. But the benefits of it, check it out. I feel like it might be something that you are going to benefit from. A little rabbit hole to dive down, help you connect to your future, to that crystal ball in there. And the ancestor, I get an ancestor stepping up for sure, some guidance, like grandmother figure coming in, and about your passion. And she's coming in and wants to like help you ignite that passion. You have such a beautiful, beautiful energy to you in the light. And so I really feel like this is that card saying, take that energy, celebrate those wins, keep that positivity going. And just craft that future, create that. You are held and supported by those ancestors. Those grandmas are coming in. So I get a grandma. Wicked.
I love those cards for Julie so much.
Do
And
you?
yeah,
How about,
I'm sure she'll comment, but I feel like they match her energy. Good
I'm dying to know about this grandmother that I have that's just hard for here. So
Oh, we lost Lex. She'll pop back. Okay, for Julie, a few more cards. Excellent. Okay, so this is kind of fun. You got some serious permission cards right now. You got the mountains, stand your ground. Whatever's going on right now, stay in your authority. There's different things, different people, different opportunities in order to have people kind of rock your boat. They're showing they've got a nice like opportunity to stand your ground, to not let others, and like hard create your piece and your rhythm and change in certain ways they're showing. And though there's room for flexibility with some things, with some other stuff, you've really grown your wisdom in, and it's important you stay there and you stand it. And they're showing, particularly with wisdom, speaking your truth, younger people around you. Nah, I'm good, is the energy I'm getting. Then you get the stargazer to set your sights higher. So if there's some goals, they're showing you studying a lot too. I don't know if you're into reading or books or you just got a new one. If you didn't, there's one coming that really inspires them to let yourself fall into that and let yourself get in tune with that a little bit and get inspired, and then set a goal with it and let yourself really go for it, because you'll be successful with it and it's important. And then you get confirmation, summer, bask in the joy and the light. Like we talked about, you worked really hard to create peace. You're still on your way for that. We all are. But you can take a breath right now and you can really enjoy the season of your life and know that wonderful things are continuing to come and that you've worked really hard to do that. And there's been a lot of turmoil in the past. And right now it's not about focusing on that. And it's about truly seeing where you can just bask in the light and just be and let yourself enjoy that energy. So I hope that supports you tonight, Julie. And I'm so glad you're here. And what a wonderful night we've been having, Lex.
So I gotta correct myself. The Hija is daughter of fire. I was just pulling this wicked grandma energy. And for some reason, so it's daughter of fire. So Julie, I feel like you've got some some fire within you to create some
She said spot on. And then you just made my Mandy heart beat fast. Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life. It's game changer for anyone and everyone. If you haven't read it already, we call her the fairy godmother. She's an incredible grandmother. You can listen to it for free on YouTube. The book's incredible. It really changed. It was like the thing I wish I had been taught when I was a little kid. It was the thing I finally got my hands on in my 30s that I was like, what the fuck? They've been keeping this from me. It changed everything for me. And I learned about it from Rebecca Campbell, one of my favorite teachers, at her retreat. And without Louise Hay, we wouldn't have Rebecca Campbell. Well, we would still have them somewhere, but she created Hay House, which houses all of our amazing cards and books, not all of them, but a lot of them. And she gave permission for people who weren't able to get published back in the day because of these alternative thoughts. She created an entire publishing house just for them. So I'm so glad you're diving into that, Julie. I hope that she serves you. For everyone else, there's actually a link on Crystal's show, not in this one yet, but if you just YouTube Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life, you can let her read the book to you. And then she also created mostly like positive affirmations and mirror work and all that good stuff. Oh, Julie said, thanks, Lex. And 444, spot on, big hearts. So grateful for your talents. We're so grateful for you all. So glad you're here. And Ben also gave us a little confirmation and said, thank you both for positive vibes. I get my promotion salary offer tomorrow, feeling positive. That's that 3 of Pentacles coming in, and you deserve that. You deserve to celebrate it. You deserve to keep growing it, and to trust in yourself and have that confidence that Lexi was talking about.
Success is yours, Benjamin. I feel it. I hope you will update us, maybe jump on next week and let us know how that goes, or let us know, because
Hi, Christy. So glad you're here. Sorry, Lex. I think there was a delay and I talked over you.
You're fine.
My B. Christy said, hi, ladies. And then we were talking a little bit about Mary Magdalene earlier. If you're just tuning in, Easter Sunday's coming up. We weren't expecting to talk about her, but she came on through, and we consider her an incredible teacher. And I'm definitely someone who works very closely with the Magdalene consciousness. And I'm so excited we got to give her some love. Did we have anybody else in line for readings? I don't think so.
I don't have anybody else in line. Do you want me to read that? Should we end tonight with the teacher awakening activation for the Mary Magdalene?
Sure.
Okay, yeah. Awesome. So I think that'd be a fun way to end tonight. So if you guys want to get comfortable and take a minute and participate, I'm going to read the teacher awakening activation with Mary Magdalene. And, working with Mary Magdalene helps awaken your teacher within, encourages you to leave your comfort zone, gives you the strength and confidence to share your light with the world, and supports you in the process of forgiveness. So if you just want to get comfortable, get seated or lay down, whatever feels right to you, allow your arms to either come to your heart, fall in your lap, lay open, closed. Just allow yourself to settle into your body. Whatever feels best and most comfortable for you. Okay, so we're going to take a moment and start by connecting with our breath. Just drop in and allow yourself a nice big sigh of release as you connect in with that breath. Maybe take a couple sighs. Allow yourself to release the weight of the day, the energy that's been stored up. Allow that release so we can make room for this activation to come in. Take a moment while you are taking these nice breaths and reflect on your unique gifts and the qualities of your own soul. If there's a teacher inside of you that you are ready to bring out, focus on it now. Then call in the Magdalene with the words, Mary Magdalene, seer of angels, apostle to the apostles, thank you for enveloping me in your sacred light. Thank you for placing your heart against mine so that I can connect with the source of divine love. Today in your presence, I am willing to remember who I truly am. I choose to reconnect with the divine aspects of my being. I choose to remember and honor my divine vision. I choose to acknowledge and call forth the divine teacher I have within. Thank you, Mary of Magdala, for being my guide and for leading me from the cave of my heart space up and out into the world. To teach is to learn, to share is to be sustained. I awaken the teacher within. I call forth the divine guide in my heart. I step onto the path of light. I awaken the teacher within. I awaken the teacher within. Thank you, Mary Magdalene, for leading the way. I have emerged from the cave. The teacher within is activated. And so it is. Allow yourself a moment to sit there with Mary Magdalene. Allow yourself to feel that light coming up out of your heart. Allow yourself to feel that teacher within activated. Welcome that teacher within into your space. Welcome that teacher within into your body and into your life. Allow yourself a moment to just sit with that teacher within. They're just here now. Take a couple grounding breaths here, knowing that you have activated this teacher, and Mary Magdalene is here to guide you whenever you need. She is watching over. She has you encoded in a beautiful egg of energy, love, and support on this journey. You can do it. She is with you. And so it is. Take a moment to ground in, take a breath, and then come back at your pace.
How beautiful.
So
Thank you.
be on the lookout for messages from Mary Magdalene along the way and see where your teacher activation has felt a little awakening, hopefully. I hope you enjoyed.
Oh, I love it. So beautiful. One of the things we were talking about Mary's name, and I love that it was such a teacher activation. Rebecca Campbell had talked about how the name Mary means female teacher or female rabbi. And so, Magdalene is the Tower of the High too. It also has to do with the town Magdalene and it being of a high tower and being up on top and that high priestess energy. And that's what that teacher is. So I love that. And that's what so many of us are needing and wanting to work with within ourselves in particular. And I'm grateful that that activation came through. And I'm so glad so many of you joined us tonight. And you've been typing and chatting, and we love your comments. They've been so beautiful and so amazing. And we're so grateful we got to hold some soul space with you tonight. Like we mentioned before, we are Sea Goddess Healing Arts. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. And we have a troll. Thanks for joining us, Dre. But if anybody actually wants a reading, they will contact you or they will contact us. And we always use trolls as opportunities to let people know that people will prey upon you and your vulnerabilities, and they'll tell you need things when really you might not. And it's up to you to use your own free will to go and ask someone for a reading. So on that note, perfect segue. If you want to hold soul space with Lexi or I, check out SeaGoddessHealingArts.com. We have all kinds of amazing services to offer. Lexi has a great discount code, Lexi15, for her services, right, Lex? Oh, you're on mute, my sister.
Yes, Lexi15 for 15% off.
Beautiful. And we have an amazing newsletter. We're going to have a new one coming out next week. Each month, if you subscribe to our website, we send out this awesome newsletter. Each of the sea goddesses who we're working with at that time put like an entry in it, and it's incredible. We learn all kinds of amazing things. And happy full moon. So glad you're here. We'd be honored to hold soul space with you at any time. Check us out. Give us a like, a share, a follow. More live vibes coming your way. Julie said she wished that she lived closer so that she could come to our in-person events. We get that. And we're going to be hosting more and more retreats and things in other places too. And we're so glad that you hold space with us here online. And that's a big part of our community is online. We have incredible people all over the world. So we have an online soul circle every month. We have online classes and groups. And then all of our sessions are one-on-one on Zoom. So lots of
And
opportunities.
where Soul Circle?
I can't remember. It's usually around the 28th. So sometime the last week of this month. And I'll let you know once we have that date all set up.
Awesome. And yes, and there's still 1 week left to sign up or to join Shadow Twerk through the retrograde. And it is an awesome space to come and feel empowered through the retrograde instead of like the retrograde is here to wreck us. It's not. It's here for our highest good. And it's a great way to embrace it and just have that support to do the shadow work. And it's, the potency when we come together amplifies. So
it does. Oh, Lexi's getting mommed. We heard it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you, Ben. We appreciate you recognizing our auras. And Julie said, thank you so much. And she even said, you guys are blowing me away. My boss asked me today to take the new coworker under my care and to teach her to be better, do better. I love that. So now I feel so ready for this challenge. You got this, and lead by example. And that's part of that amazing mothering energy, grandmothering energy, that leading by example. It's so incredible. So I'm so glad you're here. And Danielle said she really appreciates it. I always do, but right now extra. Big love, Danielle. So glad you're here. So glad you all stopped in. Grateful for you all and sending lots of love. Have a beautiful night. Take care. Bye-bye.